हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू पाकिस्तानी रियल रिएक्शन। तो कैसे हैं आप सब? उम्मीद है आप सब बढ़िया होंगे और मजे में होंगे। मेरा नाम है मुदस्सिर।
मैं मुबashir। सो गाइस, बहुत ज़्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग वीडियो है। व्हाई इंडिया इज इम्पॉसिबल टू इन्वेड। इंडिया क्यों, मतलब इंडिया को इन्वेड करना इम्पॉसिबल है, मतलब इंडिया पर हमला करना, इंडिया पर कब्जा करना कैसे इम्पॉसिबल है, आज इस वीडियो में देखेंगे। एक अंग्रेज का वीडियो होने लगा, ये समझाएगा। काउंट डाउन करते हैं, 3 2 1 एंड स्टार्ट।
Imagine you're an invading general sipping your espresso, staring at a map of the world. You
Oh,
point your
fucking
finger at
impossible.
India and say, "Let's conquer that." Buddy, put down the espresso. You're gonna need a lifetime supply of chai just to understand what you're up against. Because invading India isn't just a bad idea, it's the military equivalent of trying to do a backflip on a treadmill, blindfolded, during an earthquake, while being chased by a billion people. Let's break down why India is, quite possibly, the final boss of global invasions. India's geography isn't just diverse. It's a full-blown action movie set designed to repel invaders with extreme prejudice. To the north, the Himalayas. This isn't your average mountain range. It's the planet's personal do not disturb sign, with peaks so high they wave at satellites. Mount Everest alone could stare down an entire tank battalion and say, "Try me." Crossing the Himalayas is like attempting to climb out of a freezer using flip-flops and a positive attitude. You're more likely to lose a boot, a few fingers, and your will to live before even reaching a village. Head west, and you'll hit the Thar Desert, a scorching expanse of heat and hopelessness where your water bottle evaporates just by looking at it. Troop morale melted, logistics sandblasted. Go east, and you're in the lush, dense jungles and tangled rivers of the northeast. Monsoons roll through like clockwork, turning roads into swimming pools and supply chains into water parks. It's so humid, even your thoughts sweat. And then there's the southern coastline, a whopping 7,500 kilometers of beaches, cliffs, marshes, and mangroves. Sounds nice until you try launching a beach assault and realize India has more coastal defense systems than a Bond villain's lair. Any attempt to invade would require you to master mountaineering, desert survival, jungle navigation, and amphibious warfare, basically every Call of Duty map rolled into one. It's like trying to break into a house that has a moat, a minefield, 5 guard dogs, and an auntie watching from the balcony who'll yell your location to the whole neighborhood. Moral of the story, nature already did half the job. India is fortified by terrain that practically screams, "Turn back now!" India doesn't just have an army, it has the army. With over 1.4 million active personnel and millions more in reserves, India's military could form its own country, and a pretty powerful one at that. It's like showing up to a cricket match only to realize the other team brought tanks. And we're not just talking about numbers. The Indian armed forces are equipped with some of the most advanced technology on the planet. From Russian-made Sukhoi Su-30 MKIs and French Rafale fighter jets to the homegrown Tejas light combat aircraft, the Indian Air Force can flex both quantity and quality. The Indian Army has over 4,000 tanks, thousands of artillery pieces, and enough firepower to make even the most confident invaders start Googling easy vacation spots. Let's not forget the Indian Navy either. It operates an aircraft carrier, nuclear submarines, and a fleet capable of projecting power across the Indian Ocean like a big brother watching over his turf. And then there are the missiles. Agni series ballistic missiles can reach far off capitals. BrahMos cruise missiles are so fast they make cheetahs feel insecure. These aren't just weapons, they're flying reasons why no one wants to pick a fight. And yes, India is part of the exclusive nuclear club, which means any invasion attempt has to seriously consider the fact that things could go from oops to mushroom cloud real fast. So unless your army is powered by Wakandan tech and led by Superman, India's military strength alone is reason enough to cancel that invasion plan, and maybe just send a Diwali card instead. India's got a defense industry that's growing faster than a WhatsApp rumor. From tanks and fighter jets to submarines and missiles, India is building a military that can go toe-to-toe with the best of them, all while slapping a big ol' Made in India sticker on everything. It's like India looked at the global arms market and said, why buy weapons when you can make them, customize them, and still have change left over for samosas? And the best part? Any invader would probably be up against gear made right in India. That's like breaking into someone's house and getting smacked with their own furniture. India has seen a lot of invaders try their luck. Persians, Greeks, Mughals, Mongols, the British. Some stuck around, some were kicked out, and all of them eventually realized this is not a chill vacation spot. Why? Because India is like a giant spicy puzzle. Even if you get in, you've got to deal with monsoons, mountain passes, languages, religions, spicy food that could stun a dragon, and people who just don't quit. Just ask Alexander the Great. He made it to India, took one look around, and his army said, "Bro, we're good. Let's go home." Invading India isn't just about dealing with India. It's about dealing with its friends, frenemies, and neighbors who suddenly become very interested in what's happening. India is part of the Quad, works closely with the US, trades with Russia, talks with Europe, and has a complicated eye-roll relationship with China. If you invade India, half the world's diplomats will be in your DMs within minutes, and the United Nations will be setting up emergency Zoom meetings faster than you can say ceasefire. And if that wasn't enough, the world kinda likes India. You don't mess with the country that gave us yoga, Bollywood, and butter chicken. India has over 1.4 billion people. That's not a population, that's a boss-level defense mechanism. Trying to occupy India is like trying to take over a crowded train in Mumbai during rush hour. Where do you even stand? Who do you control? How do you manage a billion opinions, a billion languages, and a billion smartphones documenting your every move? You could conquer a city, sure, but then you'd have to control it, govern it, and explain to millions of aunties why you ruined their tea time. Now let's talk oceans, specifically the Indian Ocean, which, by the way, isn't named that by accident. India sits like a giant naval gatekeeper in the middle of one of the world's busiest maritime highways. Imagine being the toll booth operator for a water freeway where half the global oil trade passes through. Yeah, it's that strategic, and India's not just sitting there watching ships float by. It's got the naval muscle to flex, and it's not afraid to do so. We're talking aircraft carriers, destroyers, submarines, some of them nuclear-powered, and high-speed patrol vessels that could chase down a dolphin doing 60. The Indian Navy operates in a zone stretching from the Persian Gulf to the Strait of Malacca, basically the oceanic equivalent of being the guy with the A-chord at every party. Everyone knows you control the vibe. Add to that a network of strategic bases, radar stations, and island surveillance outposts. If an invader tries sneaking in by sea, they won't just face warships. They'll face a full-blown naval neighborhood watch with drones, satellites, and maybe a curious fisherman ready to spill the beans over a cup of chai. And yes, the fish here have security clearance. Some of them even salute. So if you're thinking of a beach day invasion, forget it. You'll be intercepted, inspected, and possibly invited for seafood, followed by a tactical escort back home. Let's say somehow an invader makes it in. They survive the mountains, the army, the monsoons. Now they're surrounded by vibrant festivals, addictive music, and food that makes their taste buds do bhangra. Next thing you know, they're wearing kurtas, dancing at a wedding, and binge-watching Shah Rukh Khan movies while eating jalebi. The real threat isn't just military, it's that India might charm its invaders into staying for dinner and never leaving. So, let's sum this up. Geography says no. The military says really no. The population says absolutely not. The Navy says LOL good luck. And the culture says, why not just stay and party? Invading India is like trying to win a game where the rules keep changing, the crowd joins in, and the referee is also your grandma. So if you're thinking about launching an invasion, maybe just come for the food instead.
मतलब इन्वेशन का अगर सोच रहे हो तो भाई सिर्फ खाने के लिए आ जाओ तो बेटर रहेगा तुम्हारे लिए।
बिल्कुल।
हाँ भाई
बिल्कुल।
खाना खाने आ जाओ वो सही, तुम्हें अच्छा खिला के भारत भेज देगा।
बिल्कुल।
इन्वेड करने की सोचना,
इन्वेड करने की गलती से
मतलब
सोचना।
ज्योग्राफी जो कहती है नो, आर्मी कहती है नो नो, आवाम कहती है एब्सोल्युटली नो, और कल्चर से कहते हैं खाना पीना आगे
और जाओ निकलो।
हाँ भाई,
एक तरफ हिमालय माउंटेन्स हैं,
एक तरफ जंगल है, एक तरफ कोस्ट लाइन है, इतना बड़ा समंदर है,
इतनी बड़ी, एक तरफ इतनी बड़ी विशाल नेवी है,
एक तरफ ऐसा डेजर्ट है कि उड़ा दे बंदे को,
उधर हड्डियां भी गल जाए,
हड्डियां भी गल जाए।
तो मतलब इम्पॉसिबल है। अगर इधर से आ भी जाओ तो आगे आर्मी है, आर्मी को पार करोगे तो अवाम है, तो फिर क्या करोगे तुम?
पहले तो आर्मी को किसी का बाप नहीं पार,
वही तो कह रहा हूँ। फिर उसके बाद
तो भाई इंडिया को इन्वेड करने के ख्वाब छोड़ दो,
सोचना
एंजॉय करो।
कितनी दुनिया आई है, मुगल्स आए, ब्रिटिश आए,
अलेक्जेंडर तो रास्ते से ही भाग गया था,
द
ग्रेट बोलते थे उसको, उसको कहते हैं इंडिया का कोई राजा था पोरस, उसने भगा दिया था। भाई पावर आप देख सकते हो। तो क्या कहना है, अपनी राय बताना गाइस, अपना बहुत ज्यादा ख्याल रखना है।